What did you just say?
I said I'm an angel!
How come I have a hard time believing that?
I'm an angel kid! I got A's, and we got B's, and fuck you, camera!
And I have a YouTube channel. Do you want to go check it out?
You can understand from YouTube why I don't want to talk to you, right?
Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. I got a new video for you today. Just like to say a quick shout out to San Joaquin. Appreciate the help that you gave me by featuring one of my videos, and that means so much to me. Really love your channels, really love what you do for the community. So a special shout out to San Joaquin. Everybody knows who he is. I don't even have to say his name. So anyways, in this video, we're going to address two key issues. The first being, have you ever heard the claim that cameramen or activists, journalists are looking for trouble, or they're instigating or baiting others for an altercation? Well, I'd like to explore that claim to see if that's true, at least in my case, but a lot of you may find yourself addressing the same claims that are made. So we're going to delve into that, and then we're also going to talk about recording rules in courthouses. And of course these rules are going to change depending on where you're at, but I'm going to explore specifically in this video how they apply at the local level I'm at, so it can maybe help you out. And you'd probably want to research the local laws or local rules in your own area and then see if these are applicable or if they're similar, or I don't know, tell me what you think in the comments. Tell me if your area has similar guidelines or rules, and the most important question, are these rules actual laws? So let's get into the video. Were you here last time I was here?
Yes, I was.
Oh, okay, cool. See, and did I cause a problem last time I was here?
I don't
know. Was everything pleasant?
As far as I could see.
Right? So this gentleman, maybe you can tell him and maybe you can educate him that that's not what I'm here for. I'm not here to give anybody a problem. I'm just here. I have paperwork. I have an affidavit of status and I have a notice of deficiencies. They wanted me to fill out paperwork, but I filled out my own paperwork. Right now, just to restore. What's that? Fourth Amendment is the right to be secure and the right to be secure in your persons, houses, papers, and effects. And then that also applies to illegal searches and seizures, which, I mean, I'm not going to get into it with you, but I believe that the metal detectors are a violation of your Fourth Amendment because you're searching for weapons. Let's just be honest, right? You're searching people for weapons. So, and it's a public courthouse. So that, you should be able to access your public buildings without having to be searched. That's just what the Fourth Amendment is all about. I mean, you could even go into the Fifth Amendment, which is, due process of law and then self-incrimination.
Well, you're exactly right about the Fourth Amendment.
Yeah. And then just to elaborate on the Fourth Amendment, there has been precedent set, and one of the precedents set is that a search is either good or bad at the beginning, and it doesn't change character by what it turns up. So even if somebody comes in here and then you were to find a weapon on them, it doesn't mean that the search was lawful, and it doesn't mean the search was the right thing to do, right?
If you were to go visit a prisoner too, you would be searched.
Right. So, and of course, you're going to have a lot of gray areas in these sort of matters. So 2 different trips to the same courthouse. The only thing different between the 2 trips was the staff that was working at the front entrance. So here's the description from the video that you just saw in black and white. This is up on my channel, and it says in the description, this was one of the most wonderful interactions with deputies I have ever experienced. All the deputies at the courthouse were friendly, pleasant, and incredibly professional. So I'm not going to waste time reading the rest of it. But that leads me to the question of, are people really there to provoke or instigate or bait people into saying things that they shouldn't? Or maybe just trying to report honestly as to what happened? So, I don't know. Tell me what you think in the comments. And I have a YouTube channel. Do you want to go check it out?
You can understand from YouTube why I don't want to talk to you, right?
So it is allowed to record in the lobby.
If you submit a request, it's the same thing like.
Okay. Do they have request forms?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Maybe I can get one of those request forms. This is what one of those request forms look like.
Mm-hmm. And really, I think with everything being on YouTube now, it opened up so many other issues that like no one anticipated. This court was really never on YouTube, so.
Well, they said I could record anywhere in as long as I stayed out of courts, and I could
Not
be here.
in the building. If you want to go out in the lobby, you can.
Okay, not be subject
to. I have
to.
to ask you to step outside of the building.
Okay. Well, I was told last time I was here.
Asking, I'm telling you, you got to go outside.
Okay, but I was told last time I was here I was good here.
Okay.
I was good right here.
You got not inside the court now.
And now I was also told that that's through the Oakland County Executor, but then I've also heard that it's for the chief judge of whatever building you're in. So I'm kind of unclear. I don't know. Can you speak to that as far as?
Well, as far as I know, sir, the recording in the lobby is according to is allowed by the chief judge of this court.
Okay, so it is allowed to record in the lobby.
If you submit a request, it's the same thing like.
Okay. Do they have request forms?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Maybe I can get one of those request forms, and I'll kill the recording right now. I think you guys are all pretty nice people. You've been very nice.
Channel 4, any of them, when they come in, they have to have a request form filled out.
Right. Yeah, because obviously, you know, First Amendment covers right to press, you know, and anybody that intends to disseminate the information to the public would be a member of the press. It's not like they give out press passes or anything like that.
Right.
So any member that could disseminate the information to the public could be considered a member of the press. So. All right, so here's where we're getting into Rule 8.115, which is a Michigan Supreme Court decision, which obviously applies to people in the state of Michigan. However, if you're watching this from somewhere else throughout the country or throughout the world, obviously, you know, there will probably be rules similar to this set up in your specific area, but these general guidelines usually apply everywhere. But here's how Michigan words it. Use of portable electronic devices in a courthouse. 1. Purpose. This rule specifies the permitted and prohibited uses of portable electronic devices in a courthouse. A court must use reasonable means to advise courthouse visitors of the provisions of this rule. That is key. Anyway, any allowed use of a portable electronic device under this rule is subject to the authority of a judge to terminate activity that is disruptive or distracting to a court proceeding or that is otherwise contrary to the administration of justice. This rule does not modify or supersede the guidelines for media coverage of court proceedings set forth in AO number 1981-1. And again, we'll go through the important part here is that let's see, a court must use reasonable means to advise courthouse visitors of the provisions of this rule. That means that the court's responsible for telling security at the front and maybe having this posted and then educating their staff at the front to be able to educate the people that come into their courthouse. Or at least that's the way I read it. Okay, Section 3. Photography and audio or video recording, broadcasting, or live streaming, except for requests for film or electronic media coverage of court proceedings as permitted under AO number 1989-1. The following restrictions apply to photography, audio recording, video recording, broadcasting, or live streaming in a courthouse. And then we go down here to the critical part, which is in parentheses A, in a courtroom. In a courtroom, no one may use a portable electronic device to take photographs or for audio or video recording, broadcasting, or live streaming unless that use is specifically allowed by the judge presiding over that courtroom. Again, unless it's allowed by the judge presiding over that courtroom. So the way I read that, I would say that if you request a judge's permission to make an audio-only recording of your own proceeding, what will the objection be? And then what we have in parentheses 7 here, violations of this rule. If these rules are violated, the presiding judge may confiscate the device for the remainder of the day or order that the phone be turned off and put away. Violations of this rule are punishable by appropriate sanctions up to and including contempt of court as determined in the discretion of the court. What I find so scary about this is that what are appropriate sanctions? And I thought that the legislative branch made laws, not the judicial branch. So it appears that the judicial branch in this instance would not only have the power to interpret the law, but also make the law and therefore imprison somebody basically of their own free will with no accountability. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But that's the way I read number 7. Feel free to let me know if you agree or disagree. The Michigan Open Meetings Act and Freedom of Information Act. This is where things get kind of interesting, because this says, "Dear citizen, the ideal of a democratic government is too often thwarted by bureaucratic secrecy and unresponsive officials." You don't say. Citizens frequently find it difficult to discover what decisions are being made and what facts lie behind those decisions. Then you have the Michigan Freedom of Information Act, and then we're going to skip down here to the Open Meetings Act. Protects your right to know what's going on in government by opening to full public view the processes by which elected and non-elected officials make decisions on your behalf. This guide to the Freedom of Information Act and Open Meetings Act is designed to make it easier for citizens to keep track of what their government is doing. Again, it's designed to make it easier for citizens to keep track of what their government is doing. Just asking, because if it is a law, then it should be, we should be able to easily produce it. I mean, I can send it to her certified mail. You know what I mean?
do that too.
So I'll send it to her certified mail. I would rather just have her, sign for this because I'm here.
Absolutely.
Right? And I mean, I've got a video going, right? And I can say, hey,
Anywhere.
right? So
We're all set here?
I believe so. Like I said, I'm not going to give anybody a hard time. I'll send it to her certified mail.
Sounds great.
And, I'm curious because I want to know if that actually is a law.
It is.
But then again,
Even if you wanted to serve me, it could not be in this building.
Well,
Supreme Court judge has ruled that you got to have a mask on.
the Supreme Court's not ruled on masks whatsoever. It's not even a law. It's a policy.
Okay, well,
I take law classes.
if you want to stay right there,
Okay, perfect. And
we'll call it good.
okay, and like I said, I'm really not trying to give you a hard time. You can go to my YouTube channel and you can see, last time I was here, all I said was how pleasant and how awesome everybody was here.
Yeah.
Right? So all this camera does right here, all this thing does is it captures how you act. That's all it does. It's like the stage is yours, you decide how you act when you're on that stage. So, yeah, and I'm not trying to be argumentative. I'm not trying to do any of that. I'm not taking an adversarial position and saying you're wrong or you're right. You know what I mean? I want to have the discussions because I genuinely want to bridge the gap between law enforcement and between people. I genuinely do. Because you know what? Your job becomes harder. And, there's so many police that are out there that are acting fearful right now. And there's a reason for that. There's a reason for that fear. Those guys, you know what I'm saying? I mean, there is a real reason for it, and I'm not the guy that does violent things. I just bring a camera with me.
Gentleman who wants to serve Judge Kaufman.
Yeah, I just have some paperwork for her. How you doing, bud?
Good, how are you?
I'm Josh.
Hi, Josh.
Hi, nice to meet you. Yeah, and then I just have this. All I need her to do is just sign for it for personal service.
Okay, I don't know if you're aware.
Yeah.
But nobody can be served, judge or not, can be served in a courthouse.
They cannot be served in the courthouse?
Correct.
According to what?
Michigan law.
According to Michigan law, they can't be served in a courthouse?
You can serve them anywhere, but
I'm just curious, where is that law written down?
you can find it. You can Google it.
And I have a YouTube channel. Do you want to go check it out?
You can understand from YouTube why I don't want to talk to you, right?
I think if we return to that, it'd be better for society. So I'm going to kill my recording. I appreciate that, and I think you've answered my questions, and I appreciate you, sir. Of course, you're going to have a lot of gray areas in these sort of matters. I'm just working on a video right now, actually, of my courtroom videos, and then I'm going over all the laws of recording in the courthouse and stuff, and they're so confusing. It's like
it really is.
It says you can use them, but then you have to get the judge's permission, and then and then it says to refer to the Public Act or Public Meetings Act. So then you look at the Public Meetings Act, and then it says, well, in order to be transparent and show people that the government is working properly, we encourage the right to press and First Amendment, and it's like, well, those two things kind of contradict each other. Right?
They
so
really do.
basically. Yeah. If we all conduct ourselves in a lawful way, society operates a lot better. And it's unlawful what a lot of guys do because it's in conflict with what they call universal law and common law, right? And so statutes and codes work in direct opposition. Like, for example, the 10 Commandments say thou shalt not kill, right?
Thanks, man. I'll be right back. Okay.
You gotta run?
I do. Thanks, man.
All right, man. Have a good one. I'll send this certified mail, and I'm gonna go look up that law because I don't think it's really a law. Thank you, bud.